All right, boys, you know what it is. I'm back. We're breaking down week 5. Little time crunched here, so we are gonna keep it moving. Testing out a new thing with my microphone too. Got it in front of my face. Hopefully it sounds a little bit better. But okay, so already getting some spicy stuff right here. Turn 1. Kind of retracking because this was a while ago, the Pikaboo when I played. I really wanted to test out Hawlucha. I thought it was pretty sick into Pikaboo's team. I was really trying to finesse like a physical Enamorus onto my team, but it was just missing out on like all of the calcs. Like I needed Earth Power for Heatran essentially, and that kind of took away a move slot. Like, you know, Bronzong was still an issue for Enamorus, even boosting up and everything, getting a defense boost. I wasn't going to want to take like a Gyro Ball. I wasn't able to kill Gyarados at +1 with Play Rough, I believe, and he's been running Intimidate every now and then, so like I didn't really know what to do. Zapdos was just going to OHKO me back. I wasn't going to be able to OHKO it, so unfortunately it had to ride the bench this week. Terra Ice Lilligant absolutely cooked, and I thought I was... Well, we'll talk about it when we get there, but Terra Ice Lilligant I thought was going to be a guaranteed win con, essentially, but Hawlucha was going to be like my backup plan for that. So, yeah, I just didn't want him to get rocks up here. I knew I could live any hit. I already got the Reflect up. And we see, I ate the pizza. I couldn't take Pikaboo up on his offer. We had some backdoor stuff kind of going before the game. But yeah, we see the Intimidate Gyarados, so a good thing I was not bringing the physical Enamorus this week. Dragon Tail, so yeah, I'm like, okay, this bad boy's pretty defensive, but I go right back into Ursaluna, which is perfect for me because I know I can live a Waterfall, and assuming I'm not flinched, Facade's just going to bop him. Ursaluna's been good for a kill every week. Like, I'm pretty consistently always getting one with it. It's tough to get it to do more outside of Trick Room, though, is what I've noticed. It's still a beast. Still no regrets at all with it. Yep, just getting some chip here. I need to chip Zapdos for Hawlucha. That's kind of the end game here. And unfortunately, I haven't seen Valiant come out yet, so I'm not totally able to do anything with it. I went Lilligant here to bait a switch and get a free setup because this man Zoroark here I knew was going to be demanding some presence, and it's such a weird thing to go into Lilligant on Bronzong. You know, and I got to reflect up. The only thing I would have been scared of is like a T-Wave out of Bronzong, which I probably should have considered a little bit more, because even if I have Zoroark out, Bronzong's probably living a Dark Pulse, even if it's Specs, and then T-Waving Zoroark, and that's not good for that either. I don't know if he was running T-Wave, but that probably would have foiled my entire game, and I probably would have lost at that point. But yeah, I go into Lilligant, figuring he would switch out, get my boost up here, get my Ice Spinner off. Okay, this is the turn that I got cold feet. I was hovering over Sleep Powder on this turn. Now, I don't know if he was... I think he was Specs based off the damage. And we'll see, I moved first here, so he definitely wasn't Scarfed and no booster energy procced. I doubt he was Safety Goggles, and I really should have just clicked Sleep Powder. I wasn't considering in the calc on the roll whether or not he had any bulk in it, but even if he was just 252 and like special attack and speed, he still had like it was only doing like 97% min, so there was still like a gap where it could definitely live. And we see I Terra Ice, go for the Ice Spinner, and does 95%. So he's got like a little bit of bulk, I'm pretty sure. Nothing like too crazy, but just enough to probably speed creep like an Enamorus, or... Yeah, because that would have been the only thing that was the next fastest next to it. So I throw away Lilligant there. I should have just went for the Sleep Powder and prayed it hit. I mean, if I miss, it's kind of the same deal anyway. Like, Valiant's health is not important at all. So yeah, 59 to Mew. I set up my Psychic Terrain. And at this point, it's looking bad. It's 2-on-4 and he has a full health Zapdos. And I can't SD up here because if he is Specs, I think I was able to figure out he was Specs because of the Mew damage, but Specs killed me like 98% of the time. So, or 96% of the time. So like, I could have went for the 4% chance that I could get an SD off there, which would have been nice, but the Pokemon gods have blessed me this season, boys. I don't know what to tell you. I got so unlucky in the NCPBL last season, and I guess karma is just paying back for me right now. Pikaboo and Demo both talked to me about this Garchomp play and how it was kind of just like a throw at this point. I don't necessarily agree, because Zoroark, in theory, can live any hit from Garchomp still. And say he goes Bronzong here, Zoroark comes in and cleans up whatever, you know, CC's not going to kill, so I get 93 off. Zoroark's faster than Garchomp, and I should be able to win with Zoroark still. I think. I don't know. That was just an ugly game, and I'm so sorry, Pikaboo. You played that fantastic. Like, I did mess up a little bit not going for the sleep powder, being scared that you were Scarf, but even if you were Scarf, I could still sleep powder because you weren't going to kill me. That was it. That's how I knew he was Specs. Hey, it's coming back to me. All right, epic gamer moment right there. Yeah, if he was Scarf, Moonblast does not kill Terra Ice Lilligant. I guess Aura Sphere would have, but I wasn't really thinking he was going to run that. Anyway, I could have just lived, went for the sleep powder, figured out he was Scarf. That way I could have preserved Hawlucha a little bit. Maybe use Zoroark to bait in Zapdos, get some chip on that, then use Hawlucha to win the game eventually. You know, it was just it was a mess. But yeah, Pikaboo played great, so let's just go on to the next one. All right, we got Tobin and Salamander here. This game was fun to watch. The Terra Ground Earthquake, being able to 2-hit KO Clodsire, essentially, yeah, 52%. But yeah, really just forcing momentum here. Like, I mean, Salamander's just switched basically every turn so far. He hasn't done anything. Boom, huge Zoroark disguise as Samurott. That was sick. That was so sick. So yeah, we see the Life Orb off of, yeah, the Earthquake. That's right, he's been taking damage from that. I guess it is a speed tie, so yeah. I was gonna say I didn't really like staying in there at that point, but at the same time, like, yeah, maybe just win the speed tie. That switch I really didn't like. I mean, it worked because of the Rock Slide missing. But yeah, I think staying in with Zoroark at that point, especially after the Bitter Malice, you were going to be able to live any hit from him. And yeah, now you took some chip on Thundy. So at this point, like, Clodsire, it's getting a little bit of health back, but Roaring Moon is looking really scary. You really got to preserve, like, Lucario at this point. We see the Terra Water here. I don't know if the Terra Water was super necessary. Like, you could have done that on the Azu originally, but maybe just getting rid of the Dark-type weakness, or the Fairy weakness, so you could use those switch in eventually, was the idea there. But yeah, Claude getting burnt, now the leftovers gonna get negated. The first, like, 10 turns of this game were super exciting. Like, really, really cool. Get some more spikes up here. Just Azu being fat. Okay, so I don't know why you don't go Clodsire. It felt like you were Water Absorb, given that you switched in on Rotom. Maybe you're just predicting the electric type move and you want one in your ground immunity. I think you're just going Clodsire there on the play rough would have been fine. I mean, maybe you were unaware for a Belly Drum Azu. Yeah, I could see that. But either way, you had a water type in, so it was super unlikely he was going to go for a water type move. So Clodsire and then pivoting around probably would have been pretty smart. I don't know off of that damage if that's banded. I mean, it does a chunk, but Lucario's not super bulky. But yeah, now you finally go Clodsire. Yeah, boom, water absorb. Yeah, so that, I mean, that was probably a heat of the moment, like, kind of going around doing a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, Salamander just got a little switch happy this game. I think that was really what ended up happening, is that he doesn't have any health on anything to be able to stop Roaring Moon at this point. The Ceaseless Edge miss, pretty annoying. Not the end of the world, considering Donphan lives. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, he was Assault Vest, double Ceaseless Edge. Okay, so there would have been 3 layers of spikes up, assuming... Or I guess 2 because of the health issue. Okay, we see that is actually a Zoroark. Not Boots. And then Dark Pulse Rotom. That's a really cool tech off of Tobin's end. But yeah, I think what really happened, like I said, it was just too many switches early on where whether you were trying to make a prediction or, you know, whatever, and it just ended up not paying off. I get the plays at the end here where you're trying to make some doubles and, you know, you got to get back momentum somehow. So like that makes plenty of sense. But yeah, at this point, it's just kind of a slow bleed until the end. Special Lucario, I love it. But yeah, Clodsire is just not going to be enough to end up finishing this off. Booster, Proto, yeah, doing 58. That's not going to be enough. That said, Clodsire could have ended up winning had, you know, there been a way to get around Roaring Moon. But yeah, super well played. Really fun game to watch. That was exciting. And like I said, I'm just going to keep on moving this because I got an NCPBL mini season breakdown to do after this, and your boy is going to be hoarse, like the ghost horse out there. Okay, watching this game live, there were a couple things I specifically remembered that I wish Colpa did. Yeah. Draco Miss was not ideal, that's for sure, especially after eating that EQ. Yeah, I felt like Screamtail would have been fine to go on Sin Titan, but you got Recover on Gardenackle anyway. Keeping it in here, not ideal. Not ideal. That said, I don't think anybody was expecting it to Oko, but yeah, Lando is a beast. Banning it next season. Sorry, boys. Okay. We get to see the Carkol Terra here into Terra Fairy. Get the little spinny boy off. And Terra Fairy made a lot of sense on Carkol. I'm pretty sure it was max Spadef based off of some damage that we'll see later in the game. So at this point with your Galgi being low, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I need to get Screamtail in, preferably on a Moltres, which already has a lagging tail. And then I need to Wish and get in your Galgi, especially on like a Carkol. So like, going for a Wish on this turn right here, I mean, really, what are you worried about a Carkol doing to you, right? You get that Wish up, you get your Galgi in on the rocks, you know, it's probably living rocks plus Rapid Spin, I would imagine. Carkol's not super offensive. Now, this turn going into Chi-Yu here, Colpa took like a solid 3 minutes to choose this. If he was actually Scarf Chi-Yu, that is genius. Make Don sweat it out thinking, okay, well, like, you know, he doesn't know what he's going into. He doesn't have anything faster than my Spectrier. I can just stay in with Spectrier. Don, being the savant that he is, scouts for Scarf damage and sees that it is 26 to Carkol, which is Terra Fairied. I'm assuming that's Max Spadef Carkol, which means that this only did that damage if it was Specs Chiyu. That's basically what that kind of boiled down to. Really what did Colpa in this game is not having health on Dragalge. Missing the Draco on Titan obviously sucks, but I think he had multiple opportunities to get a Wish off with Screamtail and then get Dragalge back in. Because as we'll see here, this is just the Lando and Spectrier show. At this point, Lando can come back in, and he knows it's Specs Chiyu based off that Carkol damage. And he doesn't even have to worry about it being faster. He can just go for the EP and clean up the game here. So, bang. Yeah. GG. That was a fun game. That was an exciting game. I think Colpa could have gotten a Wish up back into Dragalge to actually have an answer for Landorus. That was really... I think that was the end of the game, is not being able to get health back on Dragalge, because Lando coming in and being faster than everything on the team basically sealed it, especially having, you know, sheer force life orb sludge bombs to blow up Screamtail. You know, you don't actually really have a switch into it. So, but yeah, GG's. That was fun. Okay, yeah, so this was a game. Shout out It's Iron for the coffee mug. Absolute banger. Beautiful design. Oh, what's happening here? Curse Gudra. Walled by Quillfish. Okay. Alright, so nothing too crazy is going to be happening for a while. Gudra's getting some chip down. At this point, Ty's idea is if I get rid of this annoying passive Quillfish, Gudra can just take care of business. It doesn't have any attacks, and this was a really clever play. Flower Trick was never going to kill because it crits all the time, right? And based off the Ice Spinner damage, he was able to suss out a little bit of what the Quillfish spread was. If you went for the knockoff here, it had a chance to kill. But the Flower Trick, you already know what the damage is off of a crit, so you knew you weren't killing. Flower Trick's free. Rotom switch in, yeah, it's a little annoying, whatever. Knockoff would have been better, but you know, you still have Gudra, you still have Volcanion to switch in. Kind of mess around with it, even go Ditto. So, yeah, the Flower Trick was super smart there not to lose the cat. Now there's 3 layers of spikes up. Knocks off the Covert Cloak on Corv, which should have set some alarm bells off in Ty's mind. It didn't send any off in my mind at the moment either, so I'm not going to act like I'm a genius and read into whatever this Corviknight set was, but it should have clued him in. Alright, we get the Will-O-Wisp off Drag. Also, Turbo for Gudra. Funny nickname. I came up with it. Okay, so Hex is doing 23 while Gudra's statused. Max Spadef Gudra. Super annoying. No Quillfish here to taunt or haze. And this is, yeah, so we're just going to see Gudra do this. Okay, Overheat miss there on the rest. It sucks, but Gudra is running Shell Armor, so it can't get crit. This was Specs with like 100-some EVs Timid on Rotom. Overheat was doing like 40-ish% maybe, and we see that, you know, Gudra's at a little over I think it's a little over 50. Yeah, it's at 56. So Overheat was never killing there, and he went for the rest on the next turn anyway. Boom. We see it does 39. Sleep Talk, Okay, Corviknight comes in. And that was turn 20. So we're just going to go ahead here. Turn 20, Colpa left on turn 48. He couldn't take the pain. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. There, it happened. All right. Okay. So, as you can see from the PP numbers, can I get that show? Yeah, whatever. All right. Well, he's got 8 curses, 7 ice spinners, 3 rests, and 6 sleep talks left. Corviknight has significantly more PP. So this is technically going to be a winning battle for Corviknight, but Corviknight does not have the protection that Goodra does. Goodra can't get crit because of its ability. Corviknight can get crit. And essentially the only way Ty is breaking demo is with an Ice Spinner crit when Corviknight does not roost. In Ty's mind at this point, any roost is good off of Corviknight to prevent it from getting health back. And Goodra has enough PP to end up forcing the next 2 roosts anyway, and then maybe Ditto comes in, and then all the damage that you end up racking up on Corviknight is permanent. You know, that's just kind of the idea at this point. So, gets the rest here, and he has 2 rests left. Corviknight goes for the bulk up, Ice Spinner, crit, and that's game. So 39% again off of overheat. Yeah, Rotom only taking... It's crazy. +6 Ice Spinner. It's only doing 39. Double Sleep Talk. Actually, that's 3 in a row Ice Spinners off of Sleep Talk. It's pretty lucky. But yeah, that's pretty much GG. My favorite turn of the game, though, was when Dragapult went for Protect on the final Ice Spinner from Goodra, forcing it out. Well, actually, Ty went for a couple rests to try to get a Sleep Talk Ice Spinner, but he can just go Meowscarada on it and then take care of business. So, yeah, that game absolutely sucked. That was nasty work on both sides. Just absolutely disgusting. The bulk up roost, heavy slam, Brave Bird, Corv with Covert Cloak, Curse Talk, Goodra, just filthy stuff, boys. Just let's have some clean games moving forward. I don't want to see any of that anymore. That said, a couple takeaways. Had Demo ran pressure on Corviknight, it would have picked the pace up of the game. You know, Goodra probably would have gotten it down to about 2 or 3 roosts left still. Considering that Sleep Talk and Rest, I believe, do not get affected by pressure because that is something that you do to yourself, not the opposing Pokemon. So any natural Ice Spinner click definitely would have used the PP faster, but Rest and Sleep Talk wouldn't have been affected. And, you know, obviously same with Curse. It still would have sped the game up significantly and would have limited the amount of opportunities Ty had to get crits with Ice Spinner, especially if he didn't get lucky with Sleep Talks. But yeah, I mean, that's an optimization there. Other than that, keeping Quillfish alive in order to haze Goodra. I don't know what was... I mean, in Demo's mind, Corviknight looks like it wins, so, you know, just do that. But, you know, seeing Curse Talk Goodra, you probably should be a little scared of that and keep your Quillfish alive just to prevent any sort of shenanigans. Yeah, just disgusting. Just absolutely filthy. The only positive from this game is that it ended on turn 69. That's it. I got nothing else. So, yeah, hey, GG's to everybody this week. We are on to week 6, and my luck is going to run out sometime sooner or later. It's probably going to be this week. I'm going to keep saying that until I jinx myself, I guess. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you in the Discord. Peace.